Welcome to the Titan Robotics YouTube channel. I'm Majlis, and today I'm going to teach you a little bit about how chemical reactions work, and we're even going to do our own experiment. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a baking soda volcano, but we're going to learn way more about that today. Before we jump into the experiment though, we have to learn what a chemical reaction is. A chemical reaction occurs when reactants interact and turn into products. There can be one or more reactants or products, but in the experiment we're doing today, there will be 2 reactants and 3 products. In order to see how a chemical reaction works, we use something called a chemical equation. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Let's create a chemical equation for our experiment. Plus sign means and, while arrows mean make. In this experiment, we're going to use baking soda and vinegar. That means baking soda and vinegar are our reactants because they're the materials that we are using to create our explosion. In chemistry language, baking soda is called sodium bicarbonate. One molecule is made up of 1 sodium atom, 3 oxygen atoms, 1 carbon, and 1 hydrogen. In 1 spoonful of baking soda, there are thousands of these molecules. Just like baking soda, vinegar is also made up of thousands of molecules called acetic acid. Acetic acid, or vinegar, is made up of 2 carbon atoms, 2 oxygen atoms, and 4 hydrogen atoms. Even though the baking soda and vinegar have a lot in common, they both have hydrogen and oxygen and carbon, they have very different properties. They look totally different, and you definitely wouldn't want to put vinegar in your cookies. When we mix the baking soda and vinegar together, a chemical reaction is going to take place. But how will we know that it's a chemical reaction? Well, there are 4 ways of knowing if a chemical reaction takes place. This is our evidence that there's a chemical reaction. The first is that your reactants change color. If you've ever seen a rusty piece of iron, this color change happens because the gray iron reacts with oxygen in the air to create iron oxide, which is that brown, reddy color. The next way to tell if there's been a chemical reaction is that the reactants change temperature. A lot of first aid kits have ice packs in them, and when you crack them open, they get really cold. That's because there's a chemical reaction that takes place that needs lots of energy, so it takes heat from the air and makes everything around it super cold, like the ice pack and your arm if you get hurt. The next way to tell if a chemical reaction occurs is if solid forms. These are not as common in everyday life, but in the lab, what happens is you mix 2 liquids together, typically, and then it creates a solid called a precipitate. Final evidence of a chemical reaction is a formation of a gas. If we do everything right today, that's what's going to happen with our chemical reaction. So let's head back to our equation to see what gas we're going to form. When we mix our baking soda and vinegar together, the atoms are going to mix up and interact and create a reaction. One of our products, or new molecules, is going to be carbon dioxide gas. This is made of 1 carbon atom and 2 oxygen atoms. When we mix our reactants together, the carbon dioxide gas will bubble up, causing our experiment to foam. Carbon dioxide is also the same gas that we breathe out. The baking soda and vinegar also make dihydrogen monoxide, which is also known as water. Water is made up of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. But what about the rest of these atoms? Well, remember that this reaction has 3 products. The rest of the atoms bond to form another substance, sodium acetate. Sodium acetate looks like this. Sodium acetate is a weak acid that is used in many different ways, from helping scientists to grow bacteria to acting as a seal for concrete. Okay, now that we know what's happening, here's what you're going to need. You're going to need 3 tablespoons of baking soda, 1 cup of distilled white vinegar, 1 container. I'm going to use a mason jar because it's going to be easier to see our experiment, but you can use whatever you want. And depending on where you do the experiment, a towel to clean up. Here at Titan Robotics, we care a lot about safety, so I'm going to put my safety glasses on and tie my hair up just in case, and then I'm going to head outside. But as long as you have an adult with you, you'll be totally fine. Alright, let's jump on into it. Alrighty, now that we're outside, we're ready to do the experiment. I have a sheet tray here just in case things get a little bit too messy, and I dyed my vinegar with some blue food dye, which won't change the reaction, it'll just make it look a little bit cooler. So you ready to get started? Do you see all the carbon dioxide forming? That's why it's foaming so much. It's because the gas is releasing when the chemical reaction takes place. And we had this huge volcano explosion. I hope you enjoyed that experiment and you learned something new today. If you do the experiment on your own or you have any questions, please email us at frc5587@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.